Hello guys, welcome to Globe Pravasi. Today we have a special video with financial consultant Aditya Tarade. I know him and he claims that you can save up to 11,000 euros in the taxes. So I was curious and wanted to understand how it is possible in today's time to save up to 11,000 euros in Germany in tax returns. It's not a promotion. I was curious, so I just came down here and to ask him to explain. So let's jump into the video. Welcome Adi to Globe Pravasi. Thank you for your time. Can you please briefly introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for the invitation as well, Jalinda, for having you in the studio and having us actually in a session where we are face-to-face talking now.
Yeah.
It's also our first time that we are seeing
Yeah.
each other after 3.5 years
Yeah.
working together on Zoom. Let me start with where am I coming from? Like, what's my background? Why my my English is now most German
Okay.
and not Marathi anymore. And then I will round up all the things with what is currently going on in the office and where we're standing at and what's our relationships.
Yeah.
So my name is Aditya Tarade. As you can already see it on my name, it's Marathi name. And you might guess it as well. I was actually born in Maharashtra, Ahmednagar, near Pune. Maybe I will see some fans on the which are actually also from Pune or Ahmednagar. And I grew up actually with Marathi or Indian culture. This means I spent more than 2 to 4 years in India, like childhood. And then actually, as for many Indians, before 2010, when there was an opportunity abroad, job opportunity abroad, you took this opportunity and could decide whether you want to take your family with you and offer them actually this kind of lifestyle. My father actually got a very nice opportunity at Lear, a US company, who has also a sitting in India and in Germany. And due to this, actually, around 2002, we shifted to Germany completely, me and my mother, and left everything behind, families, whatever, and made this big step because of the reason that here the infrastructure is very good for families and upcoming children. Because my mother wanted that I have a stressless life in school, in my education, and that I have the best opportunities for my university. Well, we ended up actually then spending more than planned in Germany because obviously you never know whether you want to retire or not. Now my father's speaking already about retiring in Spain or in Germany. But at that point of time, you just like went with the flow. And I think it decided then latest when I joined school, because then actually for my family, it was like, okay, settled, we will stay here.
Yeah, okay.
Genau, and now 20 years spent in Germany means also that you're adapting your language. Had to train hard for my German skills, and that's why now my German Bavarian dialect and language or wording is completely influencing also my other languages. I'm speaking natively Marathi and Hindi at home, and English then the whole day in my office, and German then actually with friends and people. And that's why I actually have a mixture of my language and wording. And that's why actually also many people are joining us in the office, because they see that the roots are the same. Maybe language is different, but roots are the same. And they can actually explain me many things in their own way, be it now Hindi or Marathi or in English. And that's why 4.5 years ago, as you have mentioned it already earlier, we received the same kind of questions from many people. Hey, how have you made it here in Germany? How have you done this and that? My father is a great guy. He's the one actually who inspired me a lot for many things. And he managed actually to build a house, to buy a house, buy an apartment in India, get a really good income, managed to make a family and provide for the family so that my mom can relax or my mother can relax and take care about us. And so 4.5 years ago, this was starting with the pandemic. I started my university at TU Munich. And my path was always to be an entrepreneur. I liked the lifestyle, I liked the idea, I liked the mindset, but I never knew actually in which way it will go. And that's why I started my economic or my career in the economic studies. And yeah, then with Corona, unfortunately, then there was no uni anymore. I had to spend actually more than 3 semesters at home. And that's why I was building a side hustle, was searching for side hustles. And through my network, then I got to know Mr. Rabauer, Heinz Rabauer, who's my senior business partner actually in this office. And he was actually offering me a job where I could actually learn more about economics and learn more about actually managing stocks and all the things actually which inspired me actually to go into the economic fields. And he was then also managing, for example, the portfolio of my father. And actually managing his insurances, his investment plans, his financings as well. Because after 20 years, having a lot of contracts can be confusing. And you never know actually whether you're now overpaying or not. And it inspired me a lot and inspired also my father a lot that he started to recommend and refer me also a lot.
Okay, nice.
And that's then actually how this whole chain started to get bigger. I got to know Sharad. Sharad actually referred you. And through this, actually, then the references and recommendations got so much more that we had to decide, or I had to decide to build up a team, which helps me actually with managing all the recommendation and references. And since then, I'm actually leading this financial consultancy for Indians and foreigners together with Heinz Rabauer and my partner Florian Berg. We are already 3 consultants, 3 senior consultants and a few more employees in the team. With whom we are managing now, I think 2,500 or 3,000 clients already all together, and have more than, let's say, 3 to 5 employees who are assisting us in the onboarding, in the taxes, also some external consultancies in helping and managing also our VP clients. And that's actually how we ended up starting now this year also our public campaign, and why I offered then also to just have this meetup to have this interview session, that we create valuable content for people who are interested in these questions. That's all about me. I'm not a fan actually of talking a lot about me. I try to give always a brief summary, but at least as much helpful information as possible to get a feeling about what is my personality and what is my background and why I'm actually doing this.
Yeah, that is quite important in my opinion also, because it's finance. Finance means it's serious stuff. It's not a fun part. So it's always important to know to whom we are talking. In your experience, what are the most common tax related issues expat face in Germany?
I see common problems between, let's say, 20 to 32. 32 till 40, 40 to 50, they have all the same issues, but different issues in the different ages. The most common issues, tax-related issues, is first of all, I would say, not doing the tax declarations or waiting too long. You have 4.5 years to do it. And if you just came to Germany and started your studies and missing out to claim the benefits, then yes, over the time you're losing even the loss carry forward. Even when you haven't earned anything, do the tax declaration to be on the safer side, claim all expenses, and then you have actually a much higher cash back in the next years due to the loss carry forward. So this is one of the common problems which I've seen for the young people. For the elder people, I would say not taking care then about optimizing the taxes. You can say that people are celebrating themselves when they are getting high tax amount backs, but they don't understand that this is just a temporary thing. So this means every time when something life-changing is happening, you can say these are also commonly the years where you get quite a lot. So these are also the times when, for example, you're getting married, you're at least getting 3, 4, 5,000 euro back. Then, for example, your studies, shifting into full employment and getting then a kid, for example, or buying a house. But what about all the other years? So what about the years in between? So the years, for example, in which you are as well, where life is going nearly the same as the last years. Not much is happening. So what is happening actually with your taxes in the end? You shouldn't forget that every year you're spending nearly 20, 30, 40% of your salary, which you are actually supposed to get to the government. Where you never know actually whether you will reuse or get a benefit back in the old age. Now, maybe in your case, you will retire here in Germany. So there could be a benefit through paying the taxes right now because the infrastructure is good. For some people who are thinking not to stay here, the question is, why are they spending so much taxes when they are after 10 years maybe leaving Germany.
Yeah.
And that's why the second problem, in my opinion, the bigger problem is not taking care or not informing themselves about all opportunities to save taxes. And these are just 4 opportunities. It's just about parental support, optimizing this in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Real estate is a cool option for some people who have enough capital or have at least like Niederlassungserlaubnis, blue card is also possible. Health insurance is a thing. I would say unless you're not earning more than 74K, it's 2025, it could be now in the next year's higher. So unless you're not, let's say, eligible for the private health insurance, we can just like say it's an optional purpose. And the 4th option for saving taxes, and that's the biggest one, state subsidies, all kind of state subsidies. So we now in the last years there's this program which many people are using where they can save 40% taxes. Use this at least better than not doing it or doing it in a similar way in India, for example, because you could save here so much more. And the third big problem is to underestimate or to not research enough when there is actually problems coming from the Finanzamt. This means actually letters from the Finanzamt when you're getting asked for penalty, when you are getting asked for advanced pay tax, when you're getting asked for, or when you're not even taking care about your tax class switch, because you hear the rumors that your wife, when she's earning lesser than you, like significantly lesser than you, that you just directly switch into 3 and 5. I have so many cases from Berlin, Frankfurt, where husband is earning 120K, she's earning only 60K, 50K. So there's a large difference in between, but they have to pay so much more advanced tax, which is actually useless in the end, because you are blocking so much liquidity and stressing yourself also to invest into a tax consultant to someone else who needs to then declare that. So to summarize all the things, the first problem is really that the people are not doing really the tax declaration or underestimating it. Secondly is that the people don't know the options to save taxes, or should inform them at least to know what options they have. Whether they choose it or not, it's your own decision. But at least you should know which options are there before you're spending actually 20-30% taxes to the government. So either you're giving it to Germany, or you at least use the ways to keep it or get it back. And the third option is ignoring actually all kind of notifications from the finance and structural organizational things, because it's maybe more convenient to stay in tax class 3 and 5 because you're getting right now maybe 300 euro, but when you're earning too much, then the finance will ask you also more. So these are the 3 options. I hope this answer is also answering what you had in your mind. Otherwise, you can give also a second questions on this.
So Adi, one straightforward questions, like you have mentioned that you can help people to save up to 11,000 euros in the tax return, simply supporting your families in India below 65 years. So what's the catch?
First of all, like we can save even more. I had just yesterday a meeting where a client is actually receiving 16,000 euros, 17,000 euros.
Oh, okay.
Especially about this 11,784 euros. We figured out in the last couple of years that the people don't know really how the parental support and maintenance support works, and are also not maximizing the usage of it. So this 11,784 euros is summarizing the maximum amount of money by 2024, which you can actually claim in your taxes for the maintenance support.
Okay.
I'm on purpose saying up to, because family situation depends on
different.
But let's say the best case is really you have still your parents and you have still your grandparents. Okay, it could be even more, because let's say your wife has the same situation, then you can double the amount. But let's say it's only you and your family. For young people and for young professionals, not using the parental support at such a certain extent is losing money or giving money away for nothing. Because if you know at least the information how to save 11,700 or up to 11,784 euros, it could help you not only to get right now everything back, but also in the future to plan this better. So how are we coming actually to this 11,784 euros? Interesting question, because I got this also from another client. So when we can just calculate it on the calculator. 11,784 divided through 4 is 2,946 euros.
Yeah.
2,946 euros is the current claimable or maximum claimable amount for a single parent which you're supporting. This means when you're sending money to your father, let's say 4,000 euro, then you can claim only maximum up to 2,946 euros.
Okay.
I will go not now in too much detail. This has to do with legal cases and the foreigner and expat status. But the only information which is important for you is up to 2,946 euros, you can get taxes back.
Okay.
You can say 40%, 30% of this. So this means, let's say 30% conservatively, you can get between 800 or 900 euro to up to, let's say, 1,000, 1,200 euro back in cash. Okay. So 2,946 euros means father is there, mother is there, grandmother, grandfather is there. The problem is now for many people in this constellation is that the parents are under 65 and their grandparents are either not having a bank account or are not really receiving the money, because we know it, how it's in India working. The grandparents are either staying with you or maybe then with their uncle. And in the end, they're like farmers or people who have not really any kind of connections to banks, or they handle everything to their sons and through their children. So with this claim, we want to motivate people to read our Notion guide or to our Excel guide and understand that when their parents are under 65, they should at least check whether they are medically, and I'm saying this in this way, I don't want to motivate anyone, but whether their parents are medically fit enough or not. Because if they're not medically fit enough, they can go actually to a doctor and get a certification for that. Why am I saying this? Because our parents started very early to work and are actually maybe working in a hardworking job. Let's say they are not actually getting any governmental pension because they are getting a good amount of pension. But let's say really parents like yours or mine who are actually hardworking people and had to retire earlier. The reason why India is doing this is because they have physically just worked so much more and are allowed to rest then earlier. But the government here in Germany doesn't care about it. They're calculating with the German regulations. In Germany, regulations are that you need to be at least 65 to be eligible for getting any maintenance support. Everything before that will be not actually claimed. Many people then don't really do anything when they see, okay, the finance has taken this out. So one of the most common ways to make this amount eligible for people who are under 65 is that you get a medical certification that your parents are medically not fit. Heart issues, knee issues, back issues, whatever, first of all. What is there really? Okay. And then provide this medical certificate to the finance, certified by the doctor, for example. And then actually the claim could be, I will not make you any promises, but it works in 99% of the cases, will be accepted by the finance, because the finance says, okay, there is a severe reason why you are supporting them. You need to just follow this negotiation chain with the finance, and then they are also happy to give you the money. When you're not following this up, then it's not going to go. So this is one point. The second point is actually about grandparents. Grandparents actually are officially, first of all, need to get supported by the parents. So when the parents are already meeting the conditions that they need your support, then with the grandparents, we need to, first of all, show the evidence that they are living with your parents, okay, and that they are also receiving the money. And this is a far more easier step, but only when you can prove that your parents are also getting supported. And when you have a grandmother or grandfather whom you're supporting extra, please bring them into this. Or make it next year happen. And protocol everything. Why? Because also your grandmother or grandfather, who's maybe living in the same household, is claimable and eligible. Now let's make a scenario. Next year, for example, you're sending your father 3,000 euro, your mother 3,000 euro, or both in a joint account, and to your grandmother or grandfather, then that's actually 2,946 euros times 3. So around 8,838 euros. Let's assume you are now paying 40% taxes. it's already 3,535 euros, which you can get back in the taxes.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is now very conservative, but in the logic is pretty similar, and that's actually what you cannot really do on the softwares like TaxWix and WonderTax. I like the software, and I like also the idea behind it. Problem is, if no one is telling you this, then you will also never claim it.
Yeah,
and how should actually the software know that you have grandparents who are eligible for it, or parents who are eligible for it?
Yeah.
And that's actually the big follow-up, or the big thing which we wanted to solve with this website or with this guide. There will be many more such secret tips which we are giving out for free.
Yeah.
But the last time where it worked out was actually with a client who received then around 4,000 euro back. Only through this.
Nice.
Where it worked perfectly.
So Adi, can you walk us through TSIC-Methode and how it can help the expats in Germany?
Yeah. TSIC-Methode, yeah. You will smile now. What's the background of it? So TSIC means taxes, stocks, insurances, compliance.
Okay.
This approach defines our holistic approach to or our financial strategy in general. What you see commonly on the market is people are attracting experts, or in general people, to create a financial strategy, but in the end sell an insurance or a plan, pension plan, investment plan, whatever, without actually really having the broad picture in mind. So definitely wishes and goals is something now what many consultants know is very important to discuss with the people, and that's what we are also doing in a very detailed manner. You remember your financial analysis. But what is often left behind is actually the topic how you can create synergy effects between those two topics. So taxes with stocks, taxes with insurances, taxes with compliance. Stocks with taxes, stocks with insurances, stocks with compliance. So what we want to define is actually that when people are coming to us, they have not only a strategy which they can follow, but they have a whole background service and compliance team who's always there to help not only in managing the investment plans every year, to manage the insurance plan every year, but also to talk to the people and define new strategies. And that's actually what it means. Taxes, because we can support our clients with that, with our consultancies with which we are working, or even actually through our software solutions. Stocks, you know already Heinz Haber, who's actually since was 12 years on the Börse Frankfurt and is privately already trading by himself. So he's bringing a lot of knowledge in managing stocks and wealth, be it now small depots, be it now actually proper investment plan or pension plannings. Insurances, I think is the easiest topic, but also here getting away from an approach of making the most of the client through taking insurance where we could receive maybe a higher commission, and going through an approach by selecting insurances based on a market check, not looking on the commission. We are making our returns through the mass of clients which we are supporting, because when you are happy and recommending us at least 2 or 3 people more, then whatever I could have earned with you singly in a one insurance is already higher than is lesser than what I could earn with 3 of you who are deciding actually for us, because we have maybe given you an independent approach. And compliance means that whatever topic it is, Kindergeld, Elterngeld, parental allowance, child allowance, even Arbeitslosengeld, simple conflicts, all kind of discussions with institutions that we help you upon of them. We are not charging anything. We are not getting anything for that. If I'm actually supporting you with communicating with the finance because you have a language barrier, then I'm doing this through our free time. I'm paying my employees. I'm paying the softwares maybe which we are using to write the emails and the letters for you. But we are doing this because we are reinvesting the commission which we are earning through these separate topics into the service. And that's why we say this method is actually the best one together with working towards the wishes and goals. And that's actually what you see, or what you cannot see on the market, because no one has the time or the infrastructure or the capital to provide all this in a team. And that's why actually this makes us unique. And that's why that's the TSIC method. to define basically a holistic approach for clients.
Yeah, that's good. Basically, I know, but it's important for the viewers also to know why it matters.
Yeah, and you're used to us. Just go to another consultancy. Just make the experience once. You will see that till the point where they can give you an insurance, they will do everything. But later on, you will never get to know actually how's market doing. They can never tell you actually anything upon that for your private plans. They can never actually help you with other messages, informations, or whatever. Why should they? They are not earning anything. And they are not getting enough clients that they can afford on you spending so much time. And that's the problem, actually. And that's where we want to give a solution.
So, Adi, many of us are juggling to save money here in Germany and also sending in home country, in my case, in India. So, what are the best things which you can suggest to be pro on both fronts? So like saving here and also sending the money in India.
Very good question. And I think this is one of the few questions where I will definitely have no straightforward answer, like a black and white or right and false answer. I can tell you by experience what is unavoidable. And we cannot change what is avoidable. When out of 10, actually 9 are doing the same, and I can convince one to do it differently, then it still not helps the mass. And I will not, for example, I cannot change the mind of people actually buying an apartment in India, taking a loan in India for land or whatever, or supporting the parents. So what I cannot change, I will implement in the strategy, or we are implementing in the strategy. So sending money abroad to India is, first of all, no bad thing. Maybe do it through your parents, and your parents can invest for you, for example. Are things actually which are possible. What you definitely should not forget is that as long as you're living here in Germany, that's the most important thing. Use at least as many benefits as possible what you can do here in Germany. Buy the land in India, buy the apartment in India. For sure, good investment. For the rates, actually 100%. Okay? What you should not do, for example, is your pension planning. It's hard. But in the end, we see it actually, or you know it maybe also with people in your age. People are starting with 28 doing something, but with 35, 36, 37, they decide now to stay here longer. So they need to somehow cash out the money from India, and have the problem due to the currency switch that they lose a lot of value. Due to the inflation, they lose a lot of value. And they have to pay taxes on the interest rate which they have gained. And this is the big problem. Many people have to pay now penalties after 10 years for the interest rate and capital gains which they made in India. So why to make so much efforts when you could do the exact same thing here in Germany with having a higher currency value, lesser inflation? You don't necessarily need to invest also in Germany or Europe. Invest into US market, but do it basically with plans, strategies, depots, whatever, which are here. Why? Because you have simply the power of being here and using the benefits here. So this is one of the recommendations which I can give. The second recommendation is don't mix up too many things. Don't take too many debts here to pay some things in India. Keep it always in a nice balance. So the best profiles are really the people who, yes, are supporting their parents, have bought maybe one small apartment and paid it off fast, and then bought a house here or an apartment here, paid it off, rented it out, and took another apartment. These are the best profiles, and it's always the same. They have something in India, they support the parents there, they have then actually here something, they pay it off again, rent it out again, and then actually have maybe the capacity to buy our own house here. And don't forget, whatever you are sending to India is money which is taxed. So, and that's bringing me back to the point, whatever money you can spend here, where you can get tax benefits, do it here rather than in India. And that's how I would actually answer this question. There's nothing where people can get approached. The best case is obviously do everything here in Germany and start everything in India when you're really in India. But the problem is also, as long as you're living here in Germany, you're not building up a pension in India. So you're paying currently into the governmental pension here in Germany. And when you're going back to India, then you're getting less from Germany and even lesser from India. So you need to get independent from both countries.
So Adi, in your experience, how can proper tax planning help expats in Germany in long term?
Proper tax planning in Germany for expats is one of the most important vehicles to instantly get liquidity, instantly get money. Proper tax planning means not hoping that next year you can actually, due to home office or due to small items, you can get the big money or big chunk of money. Tax planning means that you understand, first of all, that 30-40% of your salary, that's the highest expense which you have, is going to the government. And when you're not planning to stay here, then this money will be gone forever. And you never have actually realized that you could have get this money back. Simple example. We have person A who's living 10 years here in Germany, and we have person B who's also going to live 10 years here. The one is going to do nothing. The other one is going to work, for example, with us. So person A is actually spending or earning, let's say, 70,000 euro. That's 60,000 euro, whatever. And is paying every year 20,000 euro, that would be 20,000 euro to the government. In the end, after 10 years, he has not done anything. He is receiving maybe, let's say, 1, 2, let it be 3,000 euro taxes back, which is okay. But if the people would know that they could get 4, 5, 6, 8,000 euros regularly back, then actually they could change so much in life. Germany is offering so many support programs. You just need to use them. So proper tax planning means that on average, you can hire your reimbursement from the tax declaration definitely by 30, 40, 50%. We have clients actually who are receiving 8,000 euro only through one usage of program. We have clients actually who are receiving 20 to 50,000 euro in taxes back due to proper planning. And that's then really also a lot. And they have already also too much cash and too much money left over. But we have also clients who are receiving regularly 6, 7, 8,000 euro back from their taxes. Even more than that. I had just yesterday a client who was also with a tax consultant, and he received all in all, let's say 14, 15,000 euro back, 10,000 euro in the year where he got married and his wife had a second house, whatever. So in this year he got already a lot back. And in the second year, around 4,000 euro. 4,000 euro are easy. That's 5,000, nearly 6,000 euro, which you're spending for your parents. So 3,000 euro, what you get then netto back. And let's say another 2,000 euro from education loans, whatever. Okay. So that's easily made up. Now he's receiving, after 2 or 3 years, where all expenses are actually going down and his income is increasing, nearly 16,000, 17,000 euro back. Because optimizing and understanding what he can claim helps him then already to claim better things. He, for example, forgot always to claim his commute cost. He had actually, his office was 500, 600 kilometers away. He went actually like 1-2 times actually in a month to the office. But he ignored that because he was focusing too much on the home office, on the office rooms, on the thinking that he can left this behind because he's claiming anyway home office for, let's say, 1,200 euro. So what he figured out then is, due to our checklist, for example, okay, hey, he could claim this portion of it and this one as well, and was able to get then around 3,000-4,000 euro only through this back. And there are more stories like this. In the end, the proper tax planning means using then again asset plans like pension plans, Basisrente, ETF investment plans where you get 40% back, real estate where you get quite a lot back, private health insurance that you get back, to consider all this and to not say straightforward no to it, because in the worst case, it's always your money. Yeah, that's it.
So finally, Adi, when someone is starting with financial planning and taxation in Germany, what would you recommend where he or should start?
Activate your parental support. Use our checklist. When he's completely new to this topic, start actually to structure what is saving, what is consumption, what is for your house. So whatever is supposed for your savings, don't only save this in your bank account. Start already with small plans. There are a lot of them to save taxes. And I would say into the financial planning perspective, at least take care to have the basic insurances, liability insurance, legal insurance, maybe content insurance as well. But I would say the best setup, the best basic setup, which all our clients have is actually they have a liability insurance like a single guy. Liability insurance, legal insurance, when he's earning more than 74,000 euro, take the private health insurance. It's a no-brainer. Whatever you know about it, it's talk to a consultant. He will tell you actually the truth about it. Again, it's a saving of 3,000 to 4,000 euro in the salary.
Yeah.
And last but not least, short-term, scalable trade public, bank account, whatever you prefer as your personal emergency account. Mid-term, consider ETFs, either through policy plans or through again depot saving plans, but a concrete saving and investment plan where you not invest 500 euro for 2 years, where you at least try to save 100 euros for 10 years.
Yeah.
And consider as early as possible your pension planning. Don't underestimate it. Don't forget about it, because the people who are now 40, they will tell you actually that they need to now spend more, and they would have actually started it with a lesser budget than this. Yeah, and then I can say already something about the health insurance protection topics, but this is something what you understand easier and better than people who are younger. Younger people are actually thinking that they are like, nothing can stop them, and there's nothing like health-wise which will break them down. Elder people will tell you, my father, for example, will tell you that health issues can actually come sooner or later and faster than you can expect that. And
they can also surprise you.
Exactly, and that's why we try to motivate everyone to do something. In some cases, it's not possible because then there are existing health issues, and some people have perfect health issues, but then they don't want to take it. We recommend it. It's not a must-have. So I would say from the basic setup, liability insurance, legal insurance, a proper pension plan, a proper ETF investment plan for the midterm, and a proper short-term plan. Doesn't need to be also defined as the pension plan, but at least like a long-term investment plan where this money stays, first of all, for the long term, and you don't touch it because you want to then buy a car. Same is also for the midterm. In the end, when you're consuming the money, and in 10 years, then the money is still gone and you're starting again from zero. But midterm means really for a big house, for a big car, that you just have enough savings. And short term is then really where you try to build up a liquidity between 10 to 20,000 or let's say 30,000 euro now, which is enough for you to make financial decisions easier. Good. That's what I would recommend. What we are recommending, what we are bringing as a service is something what we individually see for each client, and we can just share already or always only the experience which we made with the last clients. Every situation is super individual, but I believe actually that for experts and international and Indians especially, who are just about to earn 50, 60, let's say even 74,000 euro now or more than that, 100K, 120, 130, 200, 300K, then choose your financial consultant wisely. Choose also whom you trust wisely. And make sure that whatever you are actually discussing with the consultant or with the people, that you at least have a base knowledge on this. Be it now the taxes, be it now finances, be it anyone. And that's why what we try to bring up always in our consultation. We explain it, we write huge emails, we make 2-3 more sessions about it. Yes, per hour we are earning maybe lesser, but the people are in the end happier.
So thank you, Adi, for giving your time to Globe Pravasi. I also learned few new things. So the idea behind the video was to make people aware, expats, about that you can also get the returns. And the thing is, it's about the awareness. So thank you for your answers. I guess all the guests are now got most of the answers. And if I get few questions, so maybe we can do future couple of podcasts.